Okay, so we're just gonna go for it, because if I don't start, I never will. Hi, I'm Andy Vaughn. Just recently started this social media thing. This video in particular, I will share with you what I've learned from my first month of social media. The first thing that I wish I knew before starting social media: do it, then refine. And I'm noticing people are saying it a lot more lately, and that was 100% me. I think it was Callaway. He's here on YouTube, awesome guy. He said basically, do not be an over-prepared procrastinator. I felt personally attacked, number one, and number two, I felt extremely called out in the sense that I've done this several times over in my life. Like, before doing a task, I always gave the excuse of I just need to know top to bottom, so whenever I run into a problem, I know how to fix it, type of, like, just like that over-preparedness is almost like anxiety disguising itself as being prepared kind of vibe. Some things you are gonna have to find out while you're doing it. Just start. You'll find your solutions along the way. I took a month. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a month. I'm gonna plan out my social media. I'm gonna plan out what channels I'm gonna upload stuff onto. And I'm gonna give myself a month to generate enough content for the following month. Now, did I give myself enough time to start on April 1st and keep posting content? Yes, I did. Did I also underestimate how much it takes to get 30 days of content? Yes, I did. Don't let small quality issues stop your show, because sometimes the rep in itself, meaning you doing the thing in itself, is still valuable, regardless of whether you had everything you need. You can legit have everything you need for what you're about to do and still suck at it. So in that case, why let you not having everything you need stop you from starting? Because you still need those reps to get better each and every time. That's something I extremely underestimated before beginning this, because I thought it was a matter of having everything I needed. But what happens when you have everything you need and still don't execute? You can't blame it on that. You blame it on experience. So as you gain experience and you move along, that's what's going to be really, really building the content creator eye. So number two, this is a good one. And it's something I like. Like rejection therapy, how you have to keep doing it to get used to hearing the word no, or getting rejected. Take that energy, place it on insecurities, like your physical insecurities. I absolutely hate this gobbler right here. I haven't always had it. And it's something like me gaining weight. I was pregnant, literally 10 months ago, almost a year now. Before that, I gained weight after college, all the things. So I'm just like, I'm tired of how I envision my body in my head and how I see it on camera doesn't always align. What I'll have to say, if you don't like what you see on the camera, just try. I'm gonna have compassion when I say this. Try to get over it. If you really just can't, and it just makes you sick to your stomach, you're gonna throw up about releasing it. You look like a serious crackhead, or you just look like the Michelin tire man, and you just can't stand to have the world look at you. Totally get it, understand, use your discretion. But if there's just one hair out of place, or you didn't have your makeup quite right, or maybe your double chin just shows up in second 5 and the clip is only 30 seconds, just put it out. Don't let your insecurities ruin some really good material. Don't let your insecurities ruin some really good information that people need to see. People need to hear things that you're saying. People need to laugh, even if you're what you're putting out is nothing like mine. People need to laugh. People need to see what you're making, what you're generating. There's nothing that you can make that there's not an audience to receive, whether it be 4, 5, 1 person. People need to see that. That person needs to see it. So if you could, again, I say this with compassion, if you could get over yourself and just release the content, I think it'll do you some good, because you never know. That could be the one video that just pops off for you. And again, people don't see you the way you see yourself. You looking at me right now, this is probably the first time you see me. So you don't have the comparative lens of how I used to look versus now. You just see me as who I am now. Although I know what I used to look like is different from what's on this video, doesn't mean that I should withhold this information from you. See what I'm saying? Not fair. But do what you want. That's all I gotta say. we'll move on to the next one. This is a good one, and it's something that I have to constantly remind myself still to. Have a strategy, but don't let it limit your growth. So I spent several hours like researching algorithms, watching all the what I wish I knew videos like this one, looking at how I blew up on XYZ, whatever platform. Really, really, really good strategy. And it stood in the way a lot of times of my pivot. Sometimes we strategize so much to the point that our actual performance and our script and what we over-engineer the experience. So what I'm saying is my strategy over-engineered exactly what I put out. It overshadowed the actual content that I was putting out. And it's apparent in the material. Like it was just overthought. And there was like a disconnect between my audience and what I was trying to say. But it was like packaged and dressed in this like over the top type of vibe. And I think that didn't read authentic to the people that viewed the videos. So they would just swipe past. Because the truth is, especially on YouTube Shorts for me, and you guys feel free, like the way I'm so open to critiques right now, like feel free to dive into any of my social media and come back with some comments or critiques. Like, would love for y'all to watch me in real time, just like get the hang of it. Point being, like, the retention wasn't there. Each batch that I released, I genuinely was over the moon. I was so excited to release all of them. I was like, yeah, this round's gonna hit. And got humbled immediately when I would like release them and then look at it a day later, 3 likes. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way. Which segues into, turn this into something fun. Turn it into a video game. Don't let the content control your mood. Don't look at your 3 likes from your first 30 days of social media and think that you suck. You may suck at posting right now, and you'll get better at that, but you don't suck. Okay, there needs to be a separation, a dissociation between you sucking and your content sucking. You sucking, not a thing. It's not a thing. You're awesome. You're amazing. You're everything. Your content sucking, yes, is a thing, and you should detach your identity from your content. I can 100% look at my first few videos that I posted at the beginning of this month and say that it sucked. Like, it really did. Like, it was terrible. Like, the audio was trash. I don't know what makeup I put. Like, I put on a whole beat. I beat my face for that video. And it was trash. Absolute utter trash. Like, steaming hot, piling trash. The script itself, like, overbaked. It was a well done steak. It was jerky. Like, it didn't land how I wanted it to land. Even my editing, like, I try to do the choppy, I shouldn't say choppy, but like, you know, when there's no breaks and no air in between, you could see what I was trying to do, but there were still like some takes where I was like just looking off somewhere and like you see like the breath before the start and all the things. Like, it just didn't do what it was supposed to do. So be okay with seeing the genuine value in what you post. Don't be so married or so deeply invested into a piece of content that you fail to see its reality. You fail to see like, okay, maybe I could have lighted this better, or maybe I could have edited this better, or maybe I could have said this better, or maybe the whole thing sucked and I shouldn't have posted. Like, you need to be to a place where you're okay with being real with yourself. That right there is going to tell you how quickly you're going to get it. And I feel that I'm being very honest in saying this, is that you can definitely tell from video number 1 to my current video that I've gotten better. And you need to be honest with yourself enough to get better per rep, per post. You got to keep doing the motions. You got to, any exercise in the gym, you have to keep doing to see results. Same way with anything else. Everything in life is a wash and repeat. So in that same vein, number 5, 6, I don't even know what number I'm on. I'm just talking. Know when to pivot, but also don't pivot too soon. If you're piecemealing it and you're literally making a piece of content day by day, it'll be easier for you to make pivots, but it's also easy for you to pivot too soon. So in order for you to test something, you need to keep something constant for a long enough period of time to know whether it worked or it didn't, whether that be location or whether that be how your script went. So if you stay outside in a certain location stay out there and post enough content from that location. I'd say about 7 to 8 videos to actually test the water. You need more than one of that video to know whether it worked, because maybe it could have been something you said and not where you're at that led for it. And maybe the next place you go, boom, they don't like it as much. And on top of that, if something does pop off and go viral, and then you have something scheduled next week or like next month for somewhere different, the people that know and love you already may not even recognize you because you're in a different spot and all things. It's just confusing. Something needs to be constant so that people know and love you, can keep up with you and recognize you off the bat. But yeah, so know when to pivot. Basically, be honest with yourself. Know when something's not working, but also don't pivot too soon when you don't even know if something's working or not. Feel me? Got me? That one's a little bit more nuanced and not something that you'll have to fill out, but just keep that in mind. So how do I put this? Shred your script. Throw it away. Not really, but like, truthfully, I went in super heavy, guns a-blazing with the scripts. Scripts are good, scripts are great, but you don't have to adhere to them so tightly to where you can only say what's on the script. Have a script to give you structure. Have a script to, understand the concept of how are we hooking. Scripts are mainly to understand the structure of what you're saying, so your audience isn't confused, so you're not confused. And honestly, the most underrated reason of why you would need a script is for editing purposes, so you don't get confused on what the heck am I editing and what order am I putting this in, or what makes the most sense, because sometimes chopping and dicing everything can be a bit confusing. The script is going to be like the structure, the bones of it. If you want to add a little extra fluff, this and that, cool. Extra that you add is what you would cut. The structure is what you're 100% keeping, and you need to make sure you nail that. But keep the fat around what you're saying. You get to decide how much fat the steak got or how lean the meat is. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You're making it up. Make the script, but let it be your structure, not the end all be all to what you say. The algorithm is looking for retention. Did the viewer scroll away? Did the viewer watch the whole video? If the viewer watched the whole video, the algorithm, chef's kiss, loves it, sends it to the next person. If the viewer scrolled away, the algorithm's like, maybe not. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I think it's really great that I got as many views as I have on YouTube Shorts in like 15 days. I think I got 17.1 thousand views. I celebrate that. I think that's a great thing. But here's, again, you separate your performance from your identity and look at it as data. Like, algorithm wise, what it's looking for to push me further is retention, and I have to work on that. I think I have like 38% retention, and then the other 60-ish, 61% point something is like scrolling past my videos. So it's something that you have to really be okay with. You have to look at the data, take it for what it is, pivot, push out more content. So like I was saying earlier, making it a game, making it a video game, kind of like levels that you have to beat, or like little goals and badges. They even do give you badges on YouTube, which I think is cool. But just like treating it like, okay, let's get this, let's go, instead of like attaching it to your identity, can be a really good tool and a useful thing for you, because that's the only way that you can learn. Because looking at it through that perspective, one, you appreciate your milestones a lot better. You appreciate when you finally get to like the small goals that you're looking for. And two, that keeps you going. It gives you more fuel. It keeps that like dopamine circle going when you finally get something, and it's like, okay, let me get the next thing, let me get the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. Like, I'm sure don't get me wrong, I know there are people that play video games and directly attach their ego to it and get butthurt if they don't win. But there's also the other version, be the other people that play the video games and they just get lost in the determination to win. And I think that's what you should do if you're going to take on the social media thing, because cliche enough, it's not for the weak. It's not for someone that has a weak image of themselves. It's not for someone that has weak internal value. It's not for someone who expects instant results. Not saying that instant results aren't possible, but it has to be under the right conditions. And if you aren't able to provide those conditions, then if you still want that thing, if you still want the following, if you still want to make a difference in the world, then you're gonna have to keep going at it. You're gonna have to keep refining and keep going, and be okay with that. When you have the purpose, when you understand what you're doing it for, it is harder to lose sight of that, because it's not about if, it's about when. Anything worth having is gonna require some work. If it comes easy, it makes it harder to appreciate. Most importantly, I want you to leave this video feeling like you can do it. Your authenticity is needed. What you have to say is needed. We need more of you. Get to it. There's some people that you can only advocate for online, that you can only speak and relate to their experience, and they need you. Go ahead and like and subscribe. If I need to be clear about anything else, if you want me to talk about anything else, leave a comment below. I will be reading them, and yes, I will reply. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. All right, bye-bye.